The Super Weekly Alliance event. Yes, this has dropped recently, as in the matter of hours. There's some misconceptions, incorrect information, some things that we need to clarify when it comes to this event. Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. Right off the bat, you should have received some in-game mail to say about the introduction, and of course, let you know about the means in which to get points, and of course gives you 240 units. This event is replacing what the normal weekly setup was, so that Kabam can kind of give you something new, different, and more engaging to get involved with. We'll talk about what that is in a minute. If you've seen the live streams, you'll know exactly what's happened. If you've seen my coverage of this last week, then again, you'll know exactly what's happening with this particular event and the redistribution of rewards. So for the benefit of those people, we'll go over that information, of course, bring you up to speed of what you think might be missing or what has been repurposed in other directions and things that are going on. So of course we know this exists on a weekly basis and gives an alliance an opportunity depending on how proactive an alliance is, and I can imagine a lot of our alliances are going to reach that 700k target point. I mean, look, in a very short space of time, like our alliance has done 18,250 in a matter of like a couple of hours. And if you kind of like do the sums, yes, we're going to do the sums. 24 hours divided by 2 is 12 hours per day. 12 hours times of, what's that, the 18,250 equals that. I will show you, by the way. There you go. Right, let's bring this into shot. So effectively we're saying that times the 7 is likely 1.5 million. So most alliances will be able to hit that 700k threshold when they do it. It's not completely ridiculous. So you should be able to hit it, and hopefully be able to, based on your progression, get some good stuff right at the end of it. Like on your peak, you'll be able to choose something relatively all right. It's going to be something. It could be nothing. You could get something. You may feel disappointed by the end of it. But I'm sure a lot of the questions are very much around like what's happening with the rewards. There's definite questions about, I've definitely seen this, energy refills, XP boosts, and other stuff that's normally applicable to this particular event, or items that you feel is and are missing from this over here. Now, Kabam have explained about one side of things when it comes to the units, but what they haven't explained about some of the other things. And that is my guess that a lot of those particular rewards are now within what is going to be the future type of events that we've seen so far. So, context, because people love context. No, people hate context. But we're going to explain the context to this stuff. Kabam said in the live stream recently that the unit compensation was incoming for August, right? And again, let me put it into shot. Units are being moved to daily quest rework. Right. And they did say rewards include, so the one we're doing at the moment, rewards include catalyst, loyalty artifacts, trophy tokens, battle chips, and more. The and more is the thing that's, well, not exactly covered, is it? Because the and more would be those boosts, XP, and I don't know if that's, I can't honestly. There must be an XP. You can tell like how kind of like much I played MCOC, where I'm just like, oh, does it include XP? Okay, well I guess it does. There's a nice amount of opportunity for tier 7 basics. That is pretty big, really, if you think about it. The Kabam Kabam are starting to give out tier 7 basics. That 1,000 times 52 weeks in a year, let's say. Then you're looking at, what's that, 52,000? So that's pretty much just close to tier 7 basic. Like, not ridiculously, 10k off, of course it is. Or more than that, 11k off actually. And not having at least that gives an opportunity for people at Paragon Plus to get a sniff at tier 7 basic. So that's kind of like a good little addition right there that Kabam have kind of put in. But at least on a weekly basis, you get to choose a volume of tier 6 basic, which of course being a problem at the moment. Obviously, there it is. You can choose a plethora of things. Look at the things that you can select. That's a great opportunity for players to grab stuff. However, if you're looking to make any kind of gains, and this is where, like, Kabam will have to buff this in about 6 months. tier 7 basic is not going to be it's not going to be worth as much in 6 months time, and they'll have to separate out Paragon to Valiant. Again, the same principle. I'm calling it now because Kabam have to go through that process, because tier 7 basics aren't going to be worth anything or worth as much at the end of the year. We're likely going into a new progression, or we are going into a new rank up. Now, I did potentially get wrong that we would have a new progression this year, but you never know at the end of the year. Kabam could put a new Everest piece of content in, and before you know it, we're all chasing a new type of progression. But we shall see, shall we? This is where I think that Kabam are trying to have more engagement around people's activity in game. And this is a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. It's good because at least they're going to try to revitalize some kind of very meh and kind of, I'd say, not interesting areas of the game. And they're kind of amalgamating them together. I love when like people do that, where they take several different things and they slam it all together. Like instead of going to about 3 or 4 quests, you just do like 1 quest or something, and you get a load of stuff as a result. This should have been done years ago. It basically takes these quests right here and kind of slap bangs them into something that's a bit more kind of palatable and a little bit more interesting and nice, because, you know, it's not being interesting or nice to do these quests. I mean, if they shove the apothecary in there at the same time, the equivalent to getting a level 1, level 2 revive, then that would be good. But I find at times I'm getting level 2 revives extras, so that's something that I kind of don't want to have amalgamated. Either way, this is where I'm hoping that some of those extra rewards, the boost XP or whatever it is then sandwiched in that direction, because at least it gives a bit more interest. I'm not a big fan of the key side of things because I think it adds complexity to something that's meant to be very much kind of low stress and quality of life. And Kabam have this horrible, well, it's not horrible in a malicious way, but it's kind of like extra work they give themselves and extra work they give the community. We're going, do you know what? You must enter via key. You need a key to enter. You need this to enter that. Like, just let us enter. Like, just do that. Either way, that's where you're going to find your units in future. Is going to be in some sort of daily based thing that you'll see in here. Or and I hope as well you have the boost and the XP and stuff like that. But and also the energy refills, because that's something that I did forget to mention. And also the lower catalysts and stuff like that is in that location. Because that's the question that a lot of players I've seen on the forums or started to ask in the last kind of hour or two. And that is, well, where are the extra energy refills? Now, that is my thought, is that it's going to be routed into there. Mainly because if on a daily basis you're able to get an energy refill, as opposed to waiting 7 days to get a number of energy refills, then wouldn't it be better for you to get it on a daily basis? Therefore, you'd be able to manage your energy refills a bit better with a stash. Maybe not. Maybe it's like if you're overstashed, then I'd 6 expiring on the same day. Is that different to, say, 1 expiring on 1 day? No, actually, would be better, wouldn't it? So if you got a free energy refill per day over the course of 7 days, then it would be like, well, one it will expire on Monday, one then will expire on Tuesday, Thursday, like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever, as opposed to it going, hey, 6 or 7 energy refills, they're all going to expire on Monday. What? Yeah, so that kind of like would be better, wouldn't it, to kind of have them expiring like on consecutive days, as opposed to it all being on one separate day. Either way, all of these things, this daily rework is going to be launching in September. So we've got a little time to wait before like that all happens. And until then, pretty exciting. But I think have a little bit of, well, not have a little bit of faith, because we've just gone with a month without. We'll go with a month without those energy refills or extra boosts and stuff like that. So not great, Kabam, but I guess we've got to stomach that for the time being. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video, dissecting the kind of the missing rewards and where the other stuff are and all the stuff like that. I'm going to try and do a Sabretooth video. And yeah, that's it from me. I can't think of it. There's some other stuff I want to talk about, but I can't be bothered. Anyway, bye. See you soon. What are your thoughts on this event? Bye.